This is a Tozy, the most horrifying IRL stream ever broadcasted. I don't know what this is about, but there have been some very heinous streams that have happened, like on Kick, Twitch, car accidents, deaths, so many tragic things. But yeah, the most horrifying IRL stream ever broadcasted.
This is sadly the most horrifying IRL stream ever broadcasted, because during the stream, a fan struck the streamer 55 times with a blade on a Tokyo street in front of thousands of live viewers, then picked up the stream and continued streaming until the police showed up. It's hard to even put it in words of how horrific all this was. And a little over a year later, we finally know why this happened and how long he's going to prison for it. And quick warning, this is definitely a heavier video than usual, but I wanted to talk about.
I have a feeling he was like donating a ton of money, being led on, and then snapped. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's just crazy. Most heinous stream has to be Russian, right? I don't. Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it. I know the one you're talking about, but yeah, it sounds like the fact that it actually happened on stream and then continued even after the fact.
Because I'm just surprised at how little coverage there actually was from this incident. And I'm also kind of shocked at what the punishment ended up being for the man who did all this. But it's just terrifying to think that a parasocial relationship between an influencer and their public can spiral so far out of control that they end up doing something as extreme as this. But this case happened in 2025, and at the time, all we had was the immediate aftermath, an arrest, a horrifying motive, and a string of eerie similar incidents happening to other streamers within the same few weeks. But now, more than a year later, the trial is over, a sentence has been handed down, and honestly, some of the stuff that came out during the actual court proceedings is even more disturbing than what we knew back then. So this nightmare starts in March 11th of 2025. At around 9:50 in the morning, Eri Sato was walking through the Takodanababa area of Tokyo's Shinjuku ward, live streaming on a Japanese platform called Who Watch. She'd been working on a project where she was walking along the Yamanote line, a train loop that circles around central Tokyo, and it's extremely popular with both tourists and locals. And here she was streaming the entire route live for audience. But what was supposed to just be another regular IRL stream turned into a complete nightmare within seconds when Sato suddenly stepped out of frame and started screaming. Then the guy picked up the stream phone and started looking into the camera. According to the reporting at the time, the stream captured Sato lying on the ground, visibly injured, with the attacker standing over her, asking if she was still alive before kicking her. And more than 6,000 people were watching all this unfold live, completely unable to do anything but witness it all. And that all happened at 9:50 in the morning. And around 10 minutes later, police got a call at 10 in the morning, and they arrived shortly later. And when they did so, they found Sato with wounds in her head, neck, and abdomen. She was then rushed to the hospital, but didn't make it and passed away less than 2 hours later. While the man responsible, Kenichi Takano, he was arrested right there at the scene. However, the thing is, as the story started circulating and reports came out, we later discovered that this wasn't some random attacker who just happened to cross paths with Sato that morning. You see, Takano had been watching her streams for years, and he'd even become a regular customer at the hostess bar where she worked, going back to around 2022. And over that time, he says he sent her money repeatedly, totaling somewhere around 2.5 million yen, which comes out to roughly $16,000. So he was a massive donor. And donations, they're fairly normal in the streaming world. But this much money is definitely something to raise your eyebrows at. But again, like,
Yeah, the parasocial relationship that some people have. I mean, and I think that's also one of the reasons why I don't want my wife on camera. I don't want people donating money thinking they have an obligation. Like, there are some weird people that think just because they buy dinner, they are entitled to something. Just because they're paying for a movie ticket, they're entitled to something. There are really parasocial weirdos out there. And the thing is, if you're someone streaming, you don't know who's watching you. I don't know who's watching me. I know my mother is watching. Hi, mother. I know my wife is watching. Hi, honey. That's about it. That's about it. Other than that, it's just a bunch of people. It's just a bunch of people. And I'm assuming the majority is from India. Hello, India. Let's be honest, the majority is from India. But other than that, I mean, there is such a disconnect, and I think it would be nice to meet some viewers. I won't say fans. I think fans is going a little far, but I think it would be nice to meet viewers, talk to them, what their thoughts are, what might need to be changed. Am I a little too arrogant for my own good? Like, I'd be curious. I'm not that I'd actually change. It's my wife that dictates my change. It's my wife that dictates my change. I don't change for anybody. Except my wife. But it's just like, I think it would be interesting. But it's still, you don't know who's there. And I'm pretty sure with some of my tanks, I might have some people hate me. There might be some people, maybe I'll tiptoe around when I'm in Punjab next time. I'll say that. Maybe I'll be careful when I'm to keep my mouth shut when I finally go up to Kashmir. Like, yeah, there are those things where it's like, okay, maybe I'm a little more of a provocative figure. But at the same time, I don't want to change who I am or censor who I am because I'm happy with who I am. But that's the thing. It's like you never know who's watching you. You never know. And the fact that that person paid a ton of money and probably felt like he was entitled to something. Maybe she got in a relationship and was public about her relationship and he felt like it should have been him.
If you look at any of the top streamers, especially the women, you can often find individual donors who have donated this much or way more. But for some reason, he was framing it as a loan for her living expenses. And again, what makes this case especially so awful is obviously she's not here, so we don't have her side of the story. So for all we know, she was thinking that he was donating to her in the start. But when police first questioned him, Takano told them that he raised the money through his own savings and by taking out consumer loans. And then he made up his mind to attack Sato because she wouldn't pay him back. So my question then is, okay, was he donating to her and then suddenly changed his mind and wanted the money back? Or was this some sort of arranged deal between the two of them? But at the same time, he also claimed that he didn't mean to take her life, which is also pretty hard to believe because, you know, he tracked her public location, traveled to meet her, and then struck her 55 times with a blade. This is absolutely premeditated. Everything about this case is just so gruesome. And that's also just the other detail that made this so eerie and unsettling because this wasn't random. Takano had reportedly seen Sato announce her Yamanote line live stream in advance, and he used that announcement to figure out exactly where she would be. So in other words, the same platform that was supposed to connect her with an audience is what led him to find and ambush her. Also, the week this happened to Sato, you had also crazy other events that happened to other female IRL streamers. Because just days earlier, streamers Valkyrie, Sin, and Emeru, they were confronted by an aggressive man at Santa Monica Pier who demanded their numbers, followed them around, and got physically threatening after he was rejected.
Security, please. Security!
And then the same night, Twitch and Kick streamers Amaranth's home was broken into by masked robbers demanding crypto. And she was also whipped with a weapon before her husband managed to scare the intruders off with his own firearm. So this was just a very crazy...
Well, I don't know if that one is truly accurate because I think I remember hearing about the Amaranth one. People are speculating that the whole thing was staged. She's a questionable figure, so I'm not entirely sure if that was actually real or not. But if that did happen, that's just tragic. It's just tragic. But what's funny is most people are in the field of it was probably staged.
Crazy week on the internet. And other creators spoke up around the same time as well, because you got Japanese streamer Nyako Lol saying that she had to stop and go to the police multiple times because people wouldn't stop following her during her IRL streams. And that's why she had to stop her IRL streams altogether. So this is a horrific, sad reality to a very popular job. But going back to Takano's trial, it took place under Japan's lay judge system, which basically means regular citizens sit alongside of professional judges to help decide the verdict and sentence serious criminal cases. So during this trial, prosecutors laid out just how brutal the attack actually was. Sato was attacked at least 55 times across her face, neck, and chest. And prosecutors argued that Takano kept going after she was begging him to stop. And the whole attack reportedly lasted for around a minute. But the judge later described what Takano did after the attack, including using Sato's phone while it was still alive and kicking her, was a continued violation of her dignity, separate from taking her life. And the prosecutors asked for a 20-year sentence, which sounds incredibly low to me, especially for such a gruesome and deliberate attack. But Takano's defense, on the other hand, they asked for 9 years. So they argued that Takano had tried to get his money back through an actual civil lawsuit first. And he apparently won it technically, since a court did order Sato to repay him. But she told him that she didn't have money. According to the defense, that failed attempt to recover the debt through legal means left him financially and emotionally spiraling, to the point where he was contemplating taking his own life. But again, we don't have her side of the story. I am
9 years. 9 years, seriously. And again, if I'm getting a loan from somebody, the last thing I'm gonna have them do is loan it to me through my stream. Guess what? The stream will take, what, 25%, 50% on, so 5%, the stream takes 5% on Kick, 25% on YouTube, 50% on Twitch. So it would be taken, and then the person would expect the entire amount back, when guess what? A massive chunk of it has already been removed from the streaming platform. Like you sent it to them via their bank account or something else. Sure, there's probably a $5 wire transfer fee, but it's better $5 than 25% of the entire donation. But it just, again, so he's expecting it all back because he I don't know exactly how the donation went, but it's so freaking ridiculous.
Horrified that this is one of those moments where he donated a bunch of money to her. She assumed it was a donation, so she might have spent that money, and then suddenly he wanted the money back. I don't know if this is the case here, but I've absolutely heard of that a bunch of times. I also don't know how Japan's legal system looks at streamer donations, so that could also be why he won the court case. But his lawyers also argued that Takano is on the autism spectrum, and this contributed to the impaired impulse control, claiming that he only meant to disfigure Sato's face rather than take her life. I mean, in my opinion,
autism isn't an escape for murder, an escape to deface somebody, and it's not an excuse. The thing, like, I personally believe that everyone out there has some form of mental instability. Everyone out there in the world, whether it's some form of autism, whether it's some form of psychosis, with everyone in the world The thing is, figure out your demons before you're out in public. That way you can acknowledge them and control them. Like me, I am very self-aware. I am very self-aware. I've never been blackout drunk. I've never done drugs because I am very self-aware and I prefer being in charge up here. I never want to not be aware of what I'm doing. That is a scary thought. And the fact that some people think that's fun aggravates me. It absolutely aggravates me. But that's just the thing. It's like you have to be aware of who you are. Because, oh my gosh, because I'm this, I can do whatever I want. You know what? I deal with body dysmorphia, so you got to give me an excuse here. Just because I cut off her chest, skinned her body, I just wanted to wear it as a bodysuit. So, because I have body dysmorphia, you have to give me a pass. Buffalo Bill, just so you know, it's Buffalo Bill I'm talking about. Silence of the Lambs. It's so freaking ridiculous. All these people feel like they have an excuse just because they have some mental instability. Guess what? Everyone has a mental instability, but we still have to operate in a society. So we have to be respectful of society and know of the rules and laws in that society. I don't care what your depravities say you need to do. You don't act upon them in society. You control your demons. Oh, the fact that he's like, oh, autistic, so I didn't entirely, no. If you're high functioning enough to know that you wanted revenge, then you're high functioning enough to know that you did wrong. That's just how it works.
I mean, that doesn't change anything. Put him beneath the prison regardless. Like, no matter what, this was a planned, gruesome attack. But on July 15th, 2026, the Tokyo District Court found Takano guilty and sentenced him to 16 years in prison. That's 4 years short of what the prosecutors asked for, but quite above what the defense pushed for. So presiding judge Sunichi Ido called the attack a cruel crime that caused enormous pain and suffering, and specifically pointed out the fact that Takano had struck Sato in the neck with enough force to demonstrate what the court called a firm intention to take someone's life. As for the autism argument, the judge did acknowledge that Takano's condition may have played some role, but ultimately rejected it as an excuse. And she continued by stating plainly that actions may spiral out of control even without such a condition. Apparently, the court did take into account that Takano genuinely believed Sato had financially wronged him, and that this belief appears to have been the actual motive rather than anything else. But also, I mean,
again, that means nothing. I hate how people can easily claim, and this happens in the United States as well, where they can easily claim, oh, because of this mental instability, this is how I felt about it. It doesn't matter how you feel about things, how you interpret things. It doesn't matter at all. It shouldn't matter. Your emotions, your impulses shouldn't matter in a case of like a civil sense. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I'm sorry, I'm getting more enraged than I thought. It's just the fact that it's like he's using his autism as an excuse. Why would I use that as an excuse? No, I know what my issues are. You acknowledge it and you live with it and you move past it. We all got problems. We all got problems. Just accept it. Don't wear it as an excuse for everything. So many people do that, and it's absolutely enrages me. Absolutely enrages me.
Showed him some money that he seemingly donated to her. So I don't see how that's a reasonable response for anyone to do. It's very straightforward. If you cannot afford to give $16,000 to a streamer, whether it's a donation or a loan, don't do it. If you have to go out and take loans to loan someone money, please don't do that. But if you do find yourself in a situation where you do so and they don't pay you back, I'm sorry. That's on you as well. You can't go take their life. And the irony of all this is now he's sitting in prison for 16 years because he felt like she owed him $16,000. So now he lost $16,000 and 16 years of his life. But also, he is so lucky it was only 16 years of his life, because in most other countries, that would be a whole lot more. At the time of recording this video, there's no public indication of an appeal being filed by either side. So as of right now, this is where this case rests. But honestly, what's even more worrying is just in the last few years, you've had 2 separate cases that were very similar. Because in 2025, a Korean streamer passed away, and a viewer who had reportedly donated tens of thousands of dollars to her was arrested in connection with this case. And just now, just days before Takano's sentencing, a South Korean stock market YouTuber in his 40s was attacked multiple times in Busan by a man in his 20s who police say had lost money following his advice. And the suspect reportedly tracked a YouTuber down to a commercial building and attacked him before fleeing the scene, though he was arrested a couple hours later. Thankfully, this YouTuber did survive, but he did get some serious injuries. So I mean, overall, this is just a scary time, because as, I guess, live streaming and content creation becomes more popular and more people start doing it, now we're seeing more people getting attacked for their content. But looking at all these cases, there is a common thread running through all of them, because it seems like these are all viewers who are attacking the creator, some because of parasocial relationship and others for just following stupid financial advice. But these parasocial relationships can easily get really scary for a small number of people, because these interactions can gradually become something way bigger in their own minds. So they start expecting something in return, whether that's attention, a friendship, or just a level of personal obligation that simply doesn't exist. And in the case in Japan and South Korea, most likely these men wanted validation, hence why they were giving these women money. But unfortunately, when reality didn't match their expectations, disappointment sometimes might turn into resentment. And in the rarest and most extreme cases, that resentment can clearly become very dangerous. And it's also a concern that platforms have increasingly acknowledged as well. After the series of incidents that happened to Valkyrie, Emaru, Cinna, and Amaranth, Twitch said that it was horrified by any kind of harassment or abuse, even when it happens off the platform, adding that its own safety teams were actively looking into the issue. And I guess even though that took...
I mean, they said that, and then what happened at the, because that was before the TwitchCon event, and then in TwitchCon 2025, literally someone assaulted a streamer at the event, and the Twitch security and everything did nothing. They even allowed the person to leave the premises, not until it got brought to the police's attention and it got escalated even higher, then they actually did something about it. But yeah, Twitch doesn't care. Twitch doesn't care. They pretend to care.
Hana was ultimately sentenced to 16 years in prison. It also fell well short of what prosecutors had requested. But more importantly, no sentence changes what happened to Sato, and nothing about this verdict brings her back. And I'm kind of just at a loss for words for what happened, and I just hope nothing like this happens again. But unfortunately, I don't think we'll be that lucky.
Oh my gosh, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Oh, that's just, oh, I don't know.
This is sadly the most horrifying IRL stream.
Again, the fact that the person uses their own mental illness as an escape for everything. That's not justifiable. That's not justifiable. That's why I don't believe in any financial advice from YouTube or any social media. Exactly. Do your own research. Do your own research. I mean, you could probably listen to a respectful advisor. Like I have a cousin who he does YouTube videos, and he does financial stuff. Like he's in finance, and he's well respected. He created his own company. I mean, he created his own company before younger than I am now, and he's pretty wealthy. I'm not gonna say the wealth, but I'm just saying he's pretty wealthy. And the thing is, like, he's got good financial advice. He has never gone viral on YouTube because he doesn't do that clickbaity content. He just does like the safe, you know, the most like the best way to get your money, how to become a millionaire in like 50 years, not the how to become a millionaire next week. So he's like one of those that just, he talks about the information he knows about. I can trust him. I'll listen to him. But then in the end, I'll never go 100%. If he recommends something, I'll be like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let me look into it. That's just how it is. That's how it should always be. You always look into things yourself. These people are just, you should never just outright follow a YouTuber or a streamer just because they say something. I mean, heck, I watched that thing with Jadeon just the other day where Jadeon was telling his streamers like, oh, you should do this. You should attack this. Go and record, you know, that psychotic homeless person that is squatting in a house. Go in there, you kids. Go and record him. Who knows if he's going to stab you? Just go and record. Like, no. Don't listen to streamers. Don't listen to YouTubers. Don't listen to us. We're all retarded. We're all retarded. We all think we got the world figured out. And here's a big secret. We don't. The only thing I have figured out is that I'm happy and comfortable in my relationship with my wife. And you know what? That right there is enough for me. That is enough for me. Whether I ever become successful on YouTube, it doesn't matter. Whether I get a better promotion, because I'm pushing for a promotion because I want to get above the poverty line, happens, it don't matter. As long as I'm comfortable and happy with me and my wife, that is all I will ever need in life. And again, I prefer speaking on things I truly believe in. I prefer speaking like absolutely on things I want. In the end, that's it. In the end, that is it. That is my ultimate goal in life, is just to live my life with my wife. Everything else that comes, everything else that gets in the way, everything else, just they're just obstacles. They're just objectives. They're not important in the long scheme of things. I could never tell someone how to financially become successful. I'm not that type of person. I'll do research for myself and I'll invest for myself. I'll get my own retirement. I'll plan all that stuff out. But that's for me. I mean, I'll never tell someone else what to do because then people will expect that type of knowledge. It's like, no, people need to realize, like, when they're being told by others that it's a one-sided transaction. Like, I can read the comments, I can respond, but in the end, I'm the one who has the last say here. I'm the one that has the last say.
You guys get a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.